This is a film about a film that never got made. It stars people you've never heard of. On the face of it, nothing much happens. That is, until you look a little closer.
Oh, look at this one.
There were 5 people in the car that day. All of us walked away. That was July 23rd, 2013. So why am I sharing this video with you now? Yeah, I suppose a lot has changed since 2013, hey? The pandemic, the metaverse, post-truth, fake news, crypto, the mega rich playing with rocket ships, the rest of us bitching at each other online. But maybe that's all just noise, and the only difference is that we look a little older. As for wiser, well, I guess I'm about to find out. And, you know, if I really want to get back out on the road with these folks here, I guess we're going to find out. So I'm going back to where it all began, the house of Madame Sue. Golly. Headquarters, Zhonghua TV. Oh gosh. Wow. You see, the thing is, even now, after nearly a decade, I'm sure not entirely convinced that I want to get back in that car. And you know, that's not because there's like a lack of vision or lack of funding. It's just kind of, we don't really quite see eye to eye. Like personally and socially, we get along really well. We really like being together. You know, we do these tea things and we have lovely dinners and so on and so forth. But professionally, it hasn't quite worked so far. But that doesn't mean that it might not work this time. And that's something else that we're going to try and find out. But when I say us, it's not just the 5 people in the car, it's us, all of us, every single person on this planet, and how we speak to each other. That's why I'm really here, to see if I can find a deeper language.
我们中华电视选择不懂中文的 ID 和炮一起合作。 本身就选择了跨越语言的障碍，因为我们文化不同、语言不通、价值观不同，所以呢，在我们合作的过程当中呢，就出现了很多误解。心与心沟通就成了中华电视的一个非常有特色的文化。
干杯！
But when I think about working with Zhonghua TV again, I can see that our issues aren't just about language or China versus Australia or commercial versus creative. In a way, maybe that's all more excuse than cause. You know, it's easy to hide behind culture or class or identity. But what if all conflict is a mirror? Yep, that could be uncomfortable. What really jumps out at me looking at all this old footage is that all of this, including this video, comes from Madame Sue. You know, I like to joke that she's the supreme commander, but clearly she's got something in mind when she started all this. Something greater that is than having herself filmed driving around Australia.
It is her biggest wish that all the cultures in Australia, we can come together and exchange all in different art forms.
所以在3年前呢，我成立了中华文化基金会，然后又成立了中华电视。
Okay, that might sound a little esoteric, but I'll tell you something. She certainly puts her money where her mouth is.
So it's because of this wish of hers, she established our Zhonghua Culture Society 3 years ago. And under this umbrella, we have established Zhonghua TV. And she has self-funded all these activities. Up until now, she has spent more than, I think, 300K already. Okay.
But the other thing that's clear is that, language issues notwithstanding, Madame Su gets people in a room.
互道尊邦
Madame Su also loved formality and ceremony. We were always having official launches, like for this film.
相携最美
Now, not a single piece of footage had been shot, and the whole thing was still very much a road movie in our heads.
世界流芳
The other thing about Madame Su, though, is that she fronts up. She's not just a faceless CEO or some government-appointed apparatchik, but she's a bit of a poet mystic.
守四方
And she doesn't mind performing either.
风餐露宿种爱心不相忘
Actually, maybe that's what she and I had in common. We can both be a bit artistic at times, and we both know how to play it up for the camera.
In case you're wondering, my name's Paul, and this is my fabulous co-host, Zhao Zhang.
Thank you. That's perfect pronunciation.
Well, thank you very much. Obviously, we're here.
I mean, apart from finding this a little cringy, what really jumps out at me now is how deliberate and performative it is, how structured, how exactly like documentary filmmaking. It's real, but not really, like you set out to capture the truth, but the truth eludes you,
张小叶今天
or just gets edited into YouTube-friendly episodes. The sun always seems to have some kind of reviving thing in winter. You know, the arrival of the sun is almost like a kind of maternal thing for us earthlings. And I guess in a way, you know, that ball of fire in the sky is the thing that gives us life. As a great poet once said, we are all made of stars. Ponder on that, kiddies. You know, I still don't really know why I'm making this video, but kind of maybe that doesn't matter. Maybe it's a journey process thing. Because, like, despite all our differences, there is something there. I think maybe it's something to do with the fact that we couldn't speak one another's language and we had these really different worldviews. But yet, for all of that conflict, here we are, trying to make a film about a film that never got made. In the next video, we get in the car and head out on the road. But more importantly, we meet the other 3 members of the cast and crew. Translator, cameraman, wild card.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
1、2、3。